Tell me about these kids. So you got a brand new baby girl. What do the boys think about her?
They love her. They are, they're wonderful. Dakota's already, I mean, he's just a sensitive, sweet kind of, he's a big, burly, like tough kid, but he's sensitive. So he's already, I knew he was going to be good with her. But Riker is kind of like, we call him the bull, So he's rough and like, he's like out of control. So I thought maybe that would be a problem. But he's like, he'll get up to her real close and be like, "You're so beautiful." And like she's starting to growl back at him and she laughs at him. So they're really good with her.
Oh, that's cool.
She's just such an angel. I mean,
yeah.
It's I think even they get, you got to just be gentle around a precious little angel baby like that.
I think bulldogs get that though.
Yeah, they get it.
If it's a kitten.
That's right.
Most times they're not. They're going to leave it.
Most of the time.
most of the time. More times than not, I would say. You need to keep that monitor going.
Memories, yeah. Kid, go.
Did you have sisters and stuff when you were?
I had a brother. I got Lewis. He's mine. It was just us two, and he was 4 years younger. Well, 3.5 years younger, and so. He's following in my footsteps now. He's on the road. We just did an EP on him, and
really?
Yeah, Lee Brice, and he's
cool.
He's been out working radio and playing a bunch of shows. He's been opening up for me some, and he rocks, man. But it was just us growing up, just me and him.
That's awesome. Your single's neat and real reflective. It's man, kids. And I got a son too, I mean, they break your heart in a good way, It's just boy, and I guess the whole thing about it is your kids get older and you start living through that. You realize it does let you live your life again,
It does, and where this song hit me when I heard it, it was like I thought about my kids, but I like it simultaneously thought about my daddy. And like I'm a daddy now and I'm thinking, wow, this is that moment, you're a daddy now and your kids, you're trying to tell them stuff and you might say no to something and they just think you're trying to take their fun away, or they think you're trying to be stubborn, or they think you don't know what you're talking about. Like I did, like we all did with my old man. But now I know that he knew what he was talking about, and he just wanted me to get ahead, and he just was trying to teach me, and he was all out of, love, and he did know what he was talking about. You know what I mean? And so it's like frustrating, when you got your sons, you're like, if you'll just listen to me, man, you'll be, you can do whatever you want to do, but I guess that's the circle of life, and that's the circle of how we go. And so that's why that song hit me, man. It was like, golly, this is exactly where I'm at in my life.
But why is it you think that we get smarter as we get older? We start realizing the things that you just said. Now my dad, and you really realize not just the mistakes that they made, because your parents are human. Right. As much as I idolize my father, I can look back and go, you were wrong on that one. You should. True. But at the same time, when they become grandparents, why is it if they're so smart that they let them get away with murder?
That is true.
You appreciate the things that they did to keep you in line, but why don't they do that as grandparents?
I guess because they don't have to anymore. It's like as parents, we have to discipline. We have to continuously, over and over and over again, say the same things, remind the same things, right? And I mean, we get frustrated. When Sarah and I were talking, she'd be like, I just told him that. I'm like, I know, baby, but we're going to have to tell him that 1,000,000 more times. Like it's a job. It's our job. It's work. So I think that maybe our parents, are like, we don't have to do that anymore. That's your job now.
I told him twice. I'm good.
I told him, but you know what? It's okay. I knew you were coming soon. You know? So I think that's why it's not their job anymore. Of course, my mama now, she'll still now that you stop right there, and she'll have like really, but she gets down on their level and takes her time and is very patient. And I try to do that as much as I can as a daddy, you know, but with the whirlwind going on, sometimes it's like, Dakota, you know, and it should be stop, explain. But that's what she's great at. You know, she's really taking her time, and like she'll have conversations with them. And I think they do learn better like that too.
But there is some wisdom in because I said so.
Oh, there is for sure.
You know, because kids will wire you to death.
Oh man, I had that. That word was outlawed in my house when I was growing up. Mama said you're not allowed to say why anymore. I actually just kind of did that the other day. I said, Riker, you're not allowed to say why. Now, Mama would say if it was a credible thing, I was asking a question, she said you have to say what is the reason. I mean, it was.
You got to articulate it all the way.
You got to stop and think before you say why. You got to stop enough to say, well, you can't say why. I need to say what is the reason. Then, well, maybe I don't really know. But you're right. That what you just said was so awesome. There's wisdom in because I said so. It's too much for me to explain to you what is in my head, what I know for all this experience. Just do what I say, or don't do it, or you don't do what I tell you not to do. And it's because I said so. That's it.
Well, it does. It confuses them, I think. Sometimes
I think it
when you
confuses them.
explain things on an adult level, you know.
Yeah, I think they just need to know.
It's
respect.
easier just,
You know, well, look, Daddy told me I can't go. I don't know why I can't go, boys. I'm sorry, but I just can't. And, you know, if there's enough respect kind of given and taken growing up, I think maybe when the kids get older, you know, you're not too upset about it. You know, you're like frustrated, but at least you're like, you know what, Daddy said no. That's just, it is what it is. I'll be here. Y'all go on spring break when you're 15, you know, or whatever.
Yeah. So you haven't seemed to me on an outside perspective, and I don't mean this in any negative way, but I don't feel like you've been on a street hustle as hard the last year or so. Am I correct? Are you letting the family you taking not a rest, but are you maybe catching some music and relaxing for a second and enjoying some of this?
I haven't really stopped to relax a lot. I've been working really hard, but I have stopped to take time for some stuff. You know, I mean, my kids are 9 and 3, and like this new baby. A lot of that, being pregnant for all that whole time, finishing the record, it was a busy time, but I needed to focus on that stuff. I wanted to be there. I didn't want to miss all that stuff. I've been on the road a lot, but when I'm home, I've been home. Mm-hmm. Okay, I got a studio on the road, so I've been getting the work done I need to get done on the road, writing songs on the road. Because when I come home, it's don't call me Curb, don't call me anybody. I'm going to the farm with the boys. I'm going to take the kids from Sarah, let her go have some time to herself. Mm-hmm. You know, that's the stuff that I've just been really trying to focus on. But, you know, also I've been a little under the radar because I'm not just wanting to kind of put out music to put out music. And so I spent the last, going on 3 years making a record.
Has it been that long?
And so the last year was, all right, we need to finish this record. So it was hustling to get that record done, and not forcing something out and not just putting some music out just to have music out. I still am kind of on that fine line of I'd rather put out music that matters, to me and maybe matters in the future of music and not just be here today, gone tomorrow. You know about classic songs.
Sure.
I want to have some stuff that hangs around a while.
You'll thank yourself 15 years from now.
I think
when people want to hear those songs again, because you're right. When you do take the time, and if they are the right songs, those are the ones that you get to sing again.
Yeah, and I didn't do this. I didn't get into this to just sing. I got into this to be a big part of music, and because it's who I am, and so I'm not doing all this work and staying away from my family just to just to pay the bills. You know, I'm fortunate to be out playing music, but that's not just why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I want to be something, you know. I want to be remembered hopefully one day, or at least the music, you know.
Yeah. Well, and I think for me anyway, of course, at this point in my life, I'm quite a bit older than you are, but I I made a living writing songs for 10 years, grinding like we know, you know, just going down to Tree every day at 10 o'clock or wherever and doing my job. You know, I'm pretty, always been pretty driven. But now I think I rely more on inspiration than perspiration.
That's just true.
You know, just
back when you first started writing, you know, it was all inspiration. You know, before I came to town, before I ever co-wrote, it was, you know, heck, I could be 15 and it's time to go to school or church or something, and Mama's like, "Get out the door." I'm like, "Hold on." I thought just hit me just a minute, and I'm in the bathroom writing down like with my guitar and the thing echoing, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I cannot leave right now. I've got to get this down. I've got to write this. And that was the inspiration. But then, you know, you come to town though, and the perspiration, the getting in there and getting up every day and going to work does build that muscle of songwriting. Yeah. It builds it up so that when you do get the inspiration later, that you know exactly what to do with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Sometimes the inspiration comes with the perspiration.
That's right.
You're working away, and something where the hem actually falls out, and you go, "Oh my gosh!" And then you're in the groove. You got the wheel turning, and it's all greased up, and you're like, "Yeah,
we go.
Come on, let's
Now
smack it." Those are great days, man. Nothing feels better to me than when it comes together like that. I got a little workhouse next to my house where I live, and man, those are great days when you break up from a co-writer. I just come out of there and run in the house, and Barb's like, "You must have wrote something good today." I'm like, "Man, it's just
so good.
It is. It's just like a great workout when you just
feel
healthy.
You know, you feel healthy and you feel refreshed, because you know sometimes you can go a while and you can write good songs all day long. You can do that. You can force them out. But when those real special ones kind of hit you and you come out of that day and you're like, "Wow, this song did not exist today before just now." It didn't even exist. And it's like you created something. God gave you something so cool. It does. It gives you this adrenaline rush, and it kind of refires your if you were getting a little frustrated, or maybe like, well, maybe I'm just done writing great songs, or maybe it just ain't going to happen. And then it happens. It just makes you so happy.
One more. We're like gold miners, man.
That's right.
Just shaking gravel, you know, and maybe this thing's dry, and then there's a shiny piece
out of nowhere. I've been hunting arrowheads on the farm.
Oh, it's fun,
and
it's just I find some on my farm.
Being out at that farm, I tell my wife, I'm telling you, I didn't get this just for. I want us to live here and raise our kids here, because this is they're going to learn things in this that will help them in life. They ain't going to learn it on the iPad. I mean, they will. They got to do that stuff, but they're going to do that in school anyway. This is the stuff that nobody else is going to learn.
Simple things that we take for granted because of how we were raised.
Right. I mean, it was
those are
with my dad, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world when Daddy was tying some, you know, hitch knot and pulling I'm like, there's no hooks on that pole. It's a straight pole. Oh, well, you do this. And he shows me how to tie a knot, puts it behind his truck, and pulls the pole across the yard. You know, I'm like, oh, you know, and then and he shows me how to do it, you know?
Yeah.
And I was so excited. And I think my kids are excited too whenever I stop to actually show them and not just do it and let them hang around and watch. They get excited, and that makes me excited.
So, you're making whiskey.
Yeah.
How's
American born?
How much making are you doing?
Well, I'm not making a whole lot of it, but I met these folks, and these folks are like, they're one of us. They're just good people, and they're smart, and they wanted a brand that was really honest and true, and so American born. It just seemed like it fit, and these people, their mindset of how they want to do business and how they want to, you know, market this whiskey, all fit with who I am and where I'm at, and so it truly is, you know, and the brand can be bigger than just whiskey, you know. It's something that I really believed in, And so we're excited about it. You know, we got some apple whiskey and some peach whiskey, and you know, and it's fun to be able to venture
Sounds
out.
a little more like moonshine.
Well, you know what? It started out with American-born moonshine, and so then they just started making the whiskey. So hey, you know me, I grew up. I can have a little whiskey drink every now and then, so it fit me. It fit me.
So how's it go with Red Bull? I guess that's
My wife
seems like I made you a cocktail one night at a show that where Red Bull and Jaeger might have been involved.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe quite a few, but my wife has banned that Red Bull from my life.
Really?
Well, you know, I'm not 25 anymore. And, you know, there's heart stuff and that's going on in my family. And so she reminds me, she's like, I want you here to be around for these kids for a long time.
You're going fast enough, honey.
I'm going fast enough. I don't need to go any faster with Red Bull.
There's nothing worse than an alert drunk.
Yeah, I know. It's like, why do you drink the Red Bull? Well, because I don't get so drunk. Well, why are you drinking it? Well, because it's fun. I mean, it just is kind of.
You ask too many questions.
Yeah. Why are you asking me
Why
that?
are you asking so many
Don't you know that why isn't allowed? You can't ask why.
It's great to see you, man.
See you too, man. Absolutely.
Congrats on your record. It's good sounding stuff.
I appreciate it, man.
Yep, and the single kills me. I love it.
Well, I appreciate it. We worked hard. Good to be out.
Dallas and I wrote a song for my last project called "You Walk This Way," and it's just about following behind my grandfather, and I just wanted just walk just like he did and do everything like that, you know. And
that's that's the stuff that there's a lot of that on this record.
Stuff that matters.